Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a tag. It's going to be a mixed girl tag. So let's find out some questions that I have. Mixed girl tag. So the first question is, what are you mixed with? Normally when people ask me this question, I always have them guess first because I'm always interested in knowing what they think I appear to be. Comment down below what you think I'm mixed with, and I'll give you some time. So the answer to that question is I am mixed with Korean and white. Don't ask me what white because I don't even know. I was born in South Korea. My dad is white and my mom is Korean. Second question. What ethnicity have you been mistaken for? Asian. Some say I'm half Asian, some say I'm full Asian. I used to look a lot more Asian when I was younger than I do now, and I can insert a photo of that. But I've been most commonly mistaken for Filipino, Chinese, or Japanese. And I also have some people say full white, which is interesting. There's sometimes I look full white. The cool thing about being mixed race is you can pass as a lot of different races. Some people think I'm Hispanic. There was this one time when I was at work. I work in a ticket booth. One of my coworkers who's Asian, he's a guy, he was selling in the window next to me and he had no one in his line. Well, I had a guest that I was helping, and there was a lady behind the guest that I was helping. My coworker, he's like, "Oh ma'am, I can help you." And she was like, No. Ella habla español, which means she speaks Spanish. So she was standing in my line even though she could be helped in the other line because she figured I speak Spanish. And the only reason why she would have thought that is that if I looked Hispanic. So I thought that was pretty funny because I'm not Hispanic, but I do speak a little Spanish. Yo estudié español para 4 años en mi escuela. You know, I know a little bit. Is your hair curly or straight? This is the third question. I would say it's pretty curly if you ask me. I'm just kidding. I have straight hair. Always have and always will.
This thing, it takes an army to curl it and make it stay curled.
Was coming from different backgrounds challenging growing up. So my parents are not together, so my mom is Korean, so I grew up eating Korean food and bringing that to school. She tried to teach me Korean, but I didn't really want to learn it, so at the time I only knew 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, counting numbers and commands, but I didn't know how to speak or write or read it. I guess the only reason why it was challenging for me growing up is because when I lived in Texas, that's where I grew up, I didn't really see a lot of white people or Asian people. The people that I lived around and went to school with, they weren't Asian and they weren't white. Not saying that I only had other races around me. So there was nobody that was that shared my ethnicity or racial background. I didn't have people to relate to, so I never felt like I fit in. Yeah, and little kids are really mean. And I didn't want to bring my lunch to school, even though I liked it, rice, because Korean food can look and smell weird, and so other kids would be so I didn't want to bring it, and I was just caught up where do I belong? Do I belong? Am I white? Am I Korean? What is this? What background do you embrace the most? When I was younger, because I was made fun of, I didn't embrace my Korean culture. I would see myself as white and just solely white because I felt like people wouldn't make fun of me for being Asian, and it wasn't even white people didn't make fun of me for this. It was other races that did. In order to cope and not feel insecure about myself, I identified as white, and for the longest time, whenever I would have to check mark my race on a survey, or they didn't really used to have 2 or more races, or they would have other, I'd always have to either choose Am I white or am I Asian? I don't know. So I would always pick white if I had only one choice. When people would ask me like where I'm from, meaning like my ethnicity and everything, I would say, oh, I'm from Texas, even though I was born in South Korea. It wasn't until high school where I went to a very diverse high school. It had like large groups of like each race, which was really nice. And that's when I started realizing that people were proud of their heritage. They were proud of their background and who they are. And I'm like, well, I actually think it's cool to be born in Korea and be of Korean descent and be mixed race, and they think that I look cute. In my sophomore year, I started telling people I was born in Korea. I always felt like being born in Korea made me less American, and I'm a very like whitewashed America person, so I felt insecure about that I was not American enough. But now I equally embrace all sides. I'm an American, I'm Korean, and I'm white, and I embrace them all the same, which I love. I love being biracial because it's given me a diverse background of experiences and future experiences. I can do a really good southern accent. Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Joy and this is my channel. As you can see, I'm filming from 2 different cameras. Number 6, have you ever been teased for being different? Well, I kind of touched on this already. Yes, I've been teased for it. It was mainly in elementary school. I don't know why, but like people like to make fun of Asians. Like when you're around like Asian people are really funny. Like they can do something simple and it's like other races could do it and it's not funny, but with the Asian they do it. It's just funny. I don't know why, but some people take it to the extreme and they'll like make fun of you, and a lot of people made fun of me when I was younger. That's why I had an identity crisis and I didn't want to have anything to do with being Korean. I just totally discarded it because no one kind of accepted me for me. People would always go, Chinese, Japanese, look at these, you know, or they'll say, oh, you're Chinese or Japanese, they didn't know what Korea was, or they would just make fun of me for being Asian, and I just didn't feel like I fit in. That's the hard thing, is like when you're mixed race, especially when you're younger, African Americans hang out with each other, white people hang out with each other, Asians hang out with each other, and Hispanic people hang out with each other, and it's like, where do you belong?
Okay, so I'm going to make a quick nerd reference to the Divergent series. So, being mixed race is kind of like having to choose which faction you belong to, and in real life, having to choose which race group you most identify with. And in the book series, Trish Pryor, who is divergent, meaning that she doesn't belong to just one group, she shows characteristics of different factions. It's kind of like how being mixed race is that you don't know, you feel like you belong to multiple groups, so you can't just choose one.
Asian people don't think you're Asian enough, white people don't think you're white enough, and it's kind of like you feel everyone in that group knows that and you know that too, and it's not that people are like necessarily discriminating.
What I mean by this is that as a mixed person, you'll always be aware that you aren't 100% of one race.
Have you ever been ashamed of being multiracial? Yeah, but only because of people made fun of me. Now I'm very proud of it. Like, I think it's cool. Like, I think like I am some unique person because I'm multiracial. I always like when they try and guess, or like they ask me the question, like, what ethnicity are you? What race are you? I used to take offense to that, but now I take it as a compliment because I realize that most people that ask this question aren't trying to be rude, they just are very curious. Number 8, do you feel like being mixed has its benefits? Yes. Well, maybe I might be a little bit biased, but I think mixed people are usually the best looking race out there because they have so many genes to pull from. I mean, if you have 2 different races in you, how many combinations of genes and traits do you think you have? A lot. Another benefit is you can apply for different scholarships. Well, I didn't receive any like scholarships based off race, but if you're biracial, you can apply. Let's say you're Korean, you're African American, you can apply to Asian scholarships or Korean specific, and then African American scholarships, and then just like regular scholarships. And you know more about not only your own culture, but the differences in how difficult it is to intertwine when it comes to cultures. Have more experiences that you can share. Yeah. I think that eventually all this race type of problems will not be as prevalent in society, because I think that down the line we're all going to be mixed too. And if we're all mixed, then why are we complaining about race anymore? What makes being multiracial a beautiful thing? I think that it's a beautiful thing just because I guess by multiracial people are beautiful. All people are beautiful, but they look exotic. They're unique. But I think that it's beautiful, just like not being biracial is beautiful. Number 10. Any advice to someone who struggles with multiracial identity? Don't be ashamed. Embrace your culture. If you have the opportunity to learn a language that's not English and it's part of your culture, learn it. Because when you try to learn in college like me, when I'm trying to learn Korean, it is hard. And you want to embrace it and be able to teach your kids, future kids, if you have any, that culture and keep it alive. Embrace all of it. And you are important, you're unique, beautiful inside out. So don't let other people make fun of you for being otherwise. And if they do, just ignore them, because people will mature. Some people stay little kids forever though. So just embrace it, because you can't change who you are. As much as I wanted to be fully white, I would never be fully white. I'll always be half white. Thank you so much for watching this video. Check out my latest videos that I have posted. I'm going to try and post a video once a week. I guess it's time for me to go. Bye!